and studying kamochiruu. Kamochiruu, a popular artist mainly on Instagram with over 196k followers and 96k on Twitter. Looking through her art, her use of colors are amazingly put together with a harmonizing color pattern. Kamochiruu utilized color theory to create the masterpieces we see today. So the question for today is, how does kamochiruu use colors to make her art look harmonizing? And of course, many other questions, but to save your ears, I won't say them. Like, seriously, how? So today, we're going to learn how to draw and color just like kamochiruu to successfully understand just how kamochiruu uses color and stylization to get the glorious artworks we see today. Hello everyone, this is Mion. A self-taught artist who draws in an anime type style and wishes to improve her art skills. As you can see with these few artworks, you can see that I vary within styles of LINEART and rendering. So let's get right into it, but let's get a drum roll please. So pretty, right? I know. Initial breakdown. Using my very good annotation skills, I simply just wrote down what I saw in the full picture and when zoomed in. When annotating, I noticed small details even though it was not too visible zoomed out. It was definitely there. Sketching time. As you can see, kamochiruu starts off with a high rough sketch. Since this is my first time, I thought it might be better to use my way of sketching instead of kamochiruu's to make it more easier for me. I started with some guidelines with the dynamic pose. I used straight lines to follow the direction of the shoulders and hips, slowly building detail in the piece. I started from the bottom to top, which can help avoid heavy detail making from the start. I then go into the details such as the hair, hands and wings, leaving the face for last. Afterwards, I go into drawing the facial features, which took me a couple tries as I wanted to achieve the closest similarity as possible. LINEART. The most tedious part was actually finding a brush to make it more similar to the original. I ended up using a brush that is actually in Japanese, which I will link it down below. This brush gives a slight texture which I think kamochiruu incorporates into the LINEART. I tried to make it more scratchy or rather manga-like, but I couldn't find the right brush to accomplish that, so I just improvised with the materials I had. If you like to skip some parts, like this one because it's just basically tracing over the sketch, I shall leave the timestamps in the description below. But for now, enjoy my LINEART progress, and I shall check back in a bit. Shading. So I kind of forgot to hit record when I did the base colors, but I basically just color picked the exact colors from the original artwork and color filled it into my own. Here I am just starting with the face as it's the easiest part to get through in my own workflow. I couldn't find any info on which part she starts with first, but it's okay, I'm sure it will turn out the same anyways. I then try to just block in some of the shading colors before mildly blending it, following this with the stripes for the texture she used in the original artwork. I find this palette to be a little bit more difficult than the rest, as there was so much color variation. Sometimes I just forgot to color some parts or just completely didn't know how to color that part. But I figured how to do it afterwards. Though some of the proportions were a bit off, I'm pretty happy with the final result. Then again, this part is pretty long, so if you would like to see my full progress, you can just keep watching, or you can just get the timestamp in the description below. I shall check back in after the coloring stage. my god, phew! Finally done. Let's see the finishing product. Ta-da! So what did I gain from the study? Well, I learned how to use different types of brushstrokes to create texture, how to vary colors and the light source, how using some weights on like the LINEART can create depth and dynamic, and how to use lines to create a dynamic pose. And what should I keep working on? Proportions and anatomy, because frankly, it still looks a bit off and you could probably tell by the finishing product. Possibly more use of colors and bringing life to an art piece. This is more like for my own art piece, not for this because I did try to copy, but yeah. Well, this brings me to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching my progress and gained a thing or two from this video. Remember to like and subscribe and follow my Instagram. If you would like to see a specific artist you want me to cover, you can drop a comment down below. Also, PS, so sorry for the choppy editing. I'm not too familiar with this style of editing, so bear with me. My laptop is a bit flimsy and it ran into a bajillion problems with the editing process, so apologies if the video isn't up to your standards. If you want to see more of these kind of videos like speed paints, art studies and art content related, subscribe and like this video. But for now, it's a see you later. Ciao!